Come in.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
Howdy.
Cammaert.
Clara from ADP.
Nice to
Hi,
meet you,
nice
Clara.
to meet
Reese.
you.
Good to see
Clara.
you.
Hi.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you. Come on
Hi,
in.
thanks.
Hello,
Sure,
Clara at
Reese.
ADP. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Is it okay if we take a seat?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Have a
thank
seat.
you.
Let's go down this way just a
Have
little
some
bit.
water in
Yeah,
case
There you
y'all.
go.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, just, that's perfect.
Okay. So, thank you for meeting us today, for taking the time to
Oh,
see
you
us
bet.
again.
Good.
Yeah, glad
We're
you
looking
guys
forward
come back.
to continue our strategic relationship about which we discussed last time. But before we go ahead, I would suggest to introduce ourselves to each other so we know the responsibilities of everybody here.
Sure.
Okay.
Does it sound okay?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay,
You bet.
so my name is Clara Verhoeven, and as you might hear from my last name, but also from my accent probably, I am originally from Belgium.
Okay.
But currently I'm working as a product consultant for ADP.
Okay.
And yeah, my goal of today's meeting, my purpose of being here will be to guide you through the demo version, to present you the products. So I'm the product specialist, but I also brought my colleague Clara Cammaert, who is
So
more
Clara and
special.
Claire.
Yes.
Yeah, indeed.
very
It's a
good.
nice
Okay.
duo.
We did that on purpose.
Indeed, so my colleague is more experienced in the small businesses, because last time during our meeting you mentioned that you were having the concern that your business might be too small for a big company like ADP. So we
Right.
want to make sure that that concern will be taken away after this meeting, so therefore I brought Claire.
Okay.
Okay, so very nice to meet you. As my colleague mentioned, I'm Claire, and I'm actually focusing on small businesses that are growing within ADP or who are working together with ADP. So this is why I took a special interest in your case. Also, because of your concern last time that your business would be too small for ADP, I would like to say that we like to be there in the beginning when you're still growing to help you become big like us and just to have a great partnership. So that's really our win-win situation.
Absolutely.
I would
We'd
like
like to
to-
be big like y'all.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, that's our purpose.
Do we get matching scarves when we get
Well,
there?
Yeah.
we can discuss
That's
that
an
later.
extra.
Yeah, that's it. Fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I would like to start by giving you my business card as
Okay.
well.
And here you
Okay.
have mine as well.
Awesome.
There you are.
Thank you.
Alright.
It has all my contact information. And
Okay.
Oh, you got it? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
do you maybe have a business card of yourself?
We don't. Apologize. You know,
Okay.
we ran out, but that's
Okay, no problem.
we focus on heating and air, and sometimes
Yeah.
we forget some of the small things.
Okay, no problem.
But again, just our last name is Reitz,
Mhm.
and
Reitz, yeah.
yeah,
I
so
like the Reeds crackers.
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. That's it. So perfect. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
So the purpose of today's meeting will be to present you the solution we came up with last time, so the ADP Run Mobile. So we would like to guide you through that process, and we're really excited because we really believe that there's a fit between the two companies. So we're looking forward to discuss our relationship, and we're looking forward to a win-win solution for the both of us.
Fantastic.
Okay,
Sounds good.
so Claire, do you mind if you run us through the
No.
agenda of today?
Of course not. So I know we're on a tight schedule. I understand we have about 30 minutes today.
Mhm.
Okay,
You
so
bet.
if that's alright by you, I would like to put down my watch to just keep track of your time.
You bet. You bet.
Where all our time is valuable, so I don't want to.
Yeah, probably to about 5:30 or so. is what
Okay,
we got.
okay,
Okay.
great. So then again, not to take too much of your time, I took the liberty to set up a small agenda for today.
Mhm.
I will guide you through that if that's okay.
Okay.
So first of all, I would like to review the current situation and to verify any changes. So since the last meeting, whether your roles have changed, whether there's been any changes in your business, in the goals of your business. So that's our first point. Then I would like to we would like to guide you through the ADP Run Mobile program. So we have brought the demo just to visualize, to get a visual image of how the program works and to really go through it step by step.
Okay.
Then we would also like to address some concerns, of course, some questions you might have, some problems you might have in your business with the current payroll that we could validate for you and to treat for you. And then afterwards, we would like to look at the return on investment, of course, because the numbers are important. So maybe our pricing structure as well to inform you about those as well.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Sounds
good.
great.
Okay, great.
Perfect. Let's get started then. So, as my colleague mentioned, the first thing I would like to do is recover what we discussed during the last meeting.
Okay.
So, you mentioned that you were having difficulty, that you were experiencing some difficulties with the payroll process. It was a lot of information. It took you a lot of time to calculate all the elements necessary to process your payroll. So, we definitely want to keep track of that one.
Okay.
The second element was the taxation. So, not only indeed that you spend a lot of time on calculating the taxes, but also being your concern of being in compliance with all the regulations that are changing, the laws that are updated. The third element was, of course, the fact that you were experiencing some mistakes in your processing, some information that got lost during an overload. But of course, that was due to the growing
ultimately,
business.
we really eventually get to the bottom of whatever the hours are, and invoicing and things of that nature. Our guys are kind of delayed because they're going from job to job. But bottom line is we probably get it accurate. It just takes a while sometimes because everything's
it's a bit information
paper.
overload,
Things get misplaced, and it takes a little extra time to track it down. But we always get it right.
Okay,
that's great.
We'll keep that in mind. So the next element was that it was a very complicated payroll. It was a very busy period last winter, and that is of course because you were growing. So that's a positive element, and you were even thinking about opening a new branch, hiring new employees. So that's quite
we've looked at the a second location. So I mean the winter was very good to us. It turned him gray and made me bald. So but it was good for business, and so we just feel like we're gonna probably in the next quarter or two look at opening a second location / office. We don't want the drivers driving an hour back this way, but we want to expand geographically and look at that second location.
And have any steps been taken for opening that new branch, or?
We're looking at some spots, but again, I think we're going to probably look to hire 3 to 5 technicians, and then we're going to be floating back and forth between each place. But we'd certainly have at least one admin person over there as well. But we're just in the process of trying to figure out where we're going to rent some space.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Now, before we continue, can we just go on with this meeting, or is there anyone else that might be that might benefit from this conversation?
Unless we have some lost brothers,
we're all here.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
I mean, I'm pretty much I'll make the decision on this thing, and he might tell you otherwise. But I mean, we're brothers, and we love each other, and we fight enough.
Okay.
But anyways, I'll make the decision on it.
He handles the shop, mostly all the units and all the installations and repairs. I handle pretty much the bookwork, payroll, all the invoicing, that type thing.
Okay. So perfect. We have also prepared a little presentation to guide you through all of the general benefits that ADP is offering. So I give the word to my colleague.
All right.
Okay, so as Clara said, we were going to mention the benefits, and we will mention them also customized to your enterprise later today. But then, before we do that, I would like to introduce you to the general benefits and to the general infrastructure of ADP and how we would like to help you.
Okay.
So ADP, as you might know, has been in the business for over 60 years. So we have a lot of experience, and we kind of channeled our business down to 3 main pillars. Also for the ADP run system, which is people management, risk management, and cash management. So let me maybe first go over cash management. This goes about all the cash flows in and out that are associated with payroll or tax. So specific to ADP Run Mobile, we take care of all the cash flows from the payroll, but also from the taxation. So we make sure that the deposits are made on your employee's account. We can do a direct deposit, but also with checks. So that's again your choice. You can choose that, but we make sure that that happens, and this is our responsibility. Same goes with taxes. We make sure that the taxes are filed. We make sure that they are deposited when they have to be deposited. So that's more the cash management of
That's important to us.
Then you have the people management. This goes more about the transparency between employer and employee. For instance, I guess you have a lot. I don't know who manages the complaints of the employees most, and maybe the questions of them. I don't know who to.
It's probably a little bit equal. I work with the
Okay.
technicians, which is the
Okay.
bulk of our employee force, so they're probably coming to me first.
Yeah.
Well, with the people management, we want to really focus on transparency, which means that we don't want the people, your technicians or maybe the employees, to call upon you to say, yeah, how many vacations days do I still have? How many hours did I work overtime last month or this month? Is this okay? When can I take some more time off? So I don't know if that happens to you quite a lot.
Well, I mean, with a dozen people, things come up,
Mhm.
they need time off or they want to take vacation. We just try not to have too many people off at the same time,
Right.
particularly
right.
during the peak months, like in the middle of winter
Yeah.
or the middle
I mean,
of the summer.
we've got a small employee handbook, and it designates, what the time off that they get. So, but other than that,
Mhm.
it's not extensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the people management part of ADP Run Mobile takes care of that for you. How does it do that? We have our app that we're going to show you later,
Mhm.
and there you have not only a login for you people, for the people from the management, but also from the people who work at ADP. So not only technicians, employees, they can log in with their own login,
Mhm.
and then they can see the information that you want them to see. So if you say, I want them to see how much vacation days he still has left,
Mhm.
I want them to see how much overtime he did last month, or things like that, or maybe the information of the other co-employees. They have access to all of that if you want them to have access. So that way they won't call upon you and
Yes.
ask you.
Yeah.
So that's more
That's
the
good.
people management. It also makes sure that your employees are more satisfied because they can search it up themselves. They don't have to go to you to say, yeah, has there been a mistake or something. So that barrier is a little bit down.
Mhm.
That's a good thing. Sounds.
And then the risk management of it all, well, I guess the government is the biggest liability or the biggest risk factor here, and because the labor laws are always changing,
Mhm.
which means the regulations change, which means you always have to be up to date with the latest laws, or you can be fined, or there will be a problem. So this is again something ADP Run Mobile takes care of for you. We sign off on all your tax, all your tax payments and filings, and also on the payroll filings. So if there are any fees associated, if there's any mistake made, we are responsible for that. So we sign off for you. So also if the government calls you with a question about your payments or your filings, they call us. So that's something that's entirely off your shoulders. We help you sleep easier at night for that.
That's great.
So in a nutshell, that are our 3 pillars. Is that
Yeah.
is that clear to you, or
Sure.
do you have any additional questions about that?
No,
No, but-
not at all.
Okay.
Okay,
great.
Yeah.
perfect.
If you want, I can give you this also later on.
Okay. All right. That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay, so now that my colleague has shared you the general benefits, I would like to get it more hands-on and show you the demo. So I have brought
Okay.
a version here on my tablet, but I want to stress that it's also a web version that is available, and it's also compatible with all other devices. So a smartphone, another tablet, or whether it's Android or Apple or BlackBerry, it doesn't matter at all.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just grab the app for you.
And so this is what he would use processing payroll, or what our employees would use
Yeah, both.
to.
Both.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we have separate
Either way.
logins, so you can decide who will be accessing which files. So yeah, you will see all the files, and you can say that employee can see that file or can access that feature, etc. So you will be in charge, but eventually your
can-
employees will be satisfied as well because they have the feeling that they have a lot of control
Okay.
themselves.
I mean, most of the employee usage, other than maybe looking at some of the statistical data, would really be clocking in and out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Clocking
I mean,
in
I don't know if they all
keeping
have
up with
smartphones
their-
or not, but
How much they made for the
but
year.
you're talking
vacation.
about processing the payroll, which he does about 98% of the time,
Yeah.
and so he would be the one that would want to look
Okay.
at that.
I
Okay.
maybe might want to add to that. For the people who don't have a smartphone, we still have the web browser, and it's also in place for the employees. So you have the same login, it's the same layout, so it's really easy to use. The difference between both are really minor. Very easy to transfer to from one to the other.
Okay.
Now,
Move that keyboard out of the way there,
Yeah.
Carrie. Thank you. There you go.
I would like to run you through the app, but I see that I have some difficulties with the Wi-Fi here. Sometimes that happens, of course.
Sure.
We have a backup version as well. So it will be a slide deck So it won't be that interactive, but it looks entirely the same as the app, so
Okay.
no problem at
As
all.
long as it looks the same, we'll be
Yeah,
okay.
indeed. So,
Can you see?
Go ahead.
Is it okay?
I can see.
okay, perfect. So if we go to the first slide, it's the home page. So here you immediately see a tip of the week. And what does that entail? It's just an update on the events that are happening in the human resources domain.
Yeah.
The second element that I would like to show you is the HR checkup. And the HR checkup practically gives you more information about best practices and how you can handle all the features. So it's also organized in specific categories, so really easy to look some things up. From that you can go back to the main menu. And excuse me. The third element that I would like to explain to you is the HR dictionary, which contains about 600 terms and conditions. So if you would like to look up specific information about a particular subject, you can just go to the dictionary and see whether you have any other information you might learn of. So that's really handy as well. Now, as an Run mobile client, you will also have access to 3 other features, and the first is the payroll. So the most interesting for you guys, I think. And so if you click on that one, you can
Demo or?
Oh no.
yeah, it's not the app, so
Oh, yeah.
sorry. So let's imagine that we just clicked on the
Click on it,
payroll,
okay.
then we come to the screen. And you first have to fill out when the period starts, when the period ends. You can also see that you can choose whether you have a direct deposit or not.
Okay.
So if you would like to hand over the checks in person,
That's what we like to
Yeah.
do.
okay, no problem, then you just switch it off. So
That's
it's
what
easy
needed.
to adapt. Now from this screen you can go to the next one, and this is the summary screen. So here you will have all the information of all your employees, and you can see it's now organized by name, but you can easily organize it by, is it a real employee, or is it another subcontractor, for example, or is he paid hourly or salary? So you can all sort by different
So question,
elements.
you know, I mentioned in the very beginning, and you had it on there, the manual process. Well, the biggest part of his monthly, you know, hours, and again, we're going to probably switch to bi-weekly from monthly, but is the fact that all these time cards, you know, they get shuffled, they get bent, you know, that's where he spends 80% of his time running payroll. Even because once he has the final numbers, he can plug that into QuickBooks, and it's not super fast, but it's not slow, but it's really just doing all the calculations. And so how do we get their information into this part of the program?
Well, it's all connected, of course. So from when somebody slides its cards to check in, to check out, the information will also get to your system. So you know exactly who has been working, how many times, and that you have the
And they can do that from the
update.
job site?
Yeah,
Because our
indeed.
guys, they bill by the job. They don't clock in at 8 and 5. They get paid from when they leave the office on the way to the job. They do the job, and then the time stops. And they might, you know, have 30 minutes before the next job, but then the next job starts. So they really get paid kind of while they're working on each job. So are they clocking in and out on their, do they have to buy an iPad? They do it on their phone when they're clocking in and out?
Yeah, or just on their PC. It's also
Well, they won't have a
easy.
PC. Just
Ah,
they're in
okay,
the
there's no
van.
PC
Yeah,
on
they're in the
it.
van.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
they can do it by their mobile phone. Indeed, will be no problem. It's all connected to each other. So as I said, they will have access to particular files as well. So they just can log in via their mobile device. They can say how many hours they've worked. You will also have the control system, of course, and then you will see immediately how many hours you have to charge for them, and how many you have to
And if
pay
they don't
them.
have a smartphone,
A tablet.
yeah,
That's the other option,
Okay.
of course. And the other option is that they really fill it out manually, and that you update it in the system manually, because it's really easy to adapt the hours as well. If you see, these are automated.
Clara, I apologize. I got a text from one of my technicians,
Okay.
and I need to go help them on site.
No problem.
But Carrie's going to finish up with you,
Okay,
and
perfect.
just do me a favor. Don't let him sign anything.
No.
Okay, he'll tell you he's authorized to sign it, but don't let him
Okay.
sign anything.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you very
It
I
was
appreciate
nice
you
to
both
meet
coming today,
and thank you for your time.
Yeah. brother.
See you, brother.
Okay, be nice
I'm
and don't sign anything. Oh wait, there's a time card I forgot to give you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Just what
thank
I
you.
wanted.
Alright,
Okay,
good.
bye.
He pulls this all the time. Whether it's invoices, time cards, lost documents, he's my biggest problem. That's why my hair's gray and I'm his. That's why he's lost a little bit of his hair.
Okay.
Go ahead, and I don't want me to slow you down.
Perfect. So as I was telling you, these are automatically filled out. So you can see, for example, that let me check. Davidson has worked for 35 hours. But if you see that he has been doing some overtime, you can easily just tap on the name and change the information.
Okay.
So it's really
You
done
know,
in
one of the things that you know, you talk about risk management with all the regulations. We do, as he was saying, we've got to keep track of when they're actually on the job with a customer or with a client, or when they're replacing or you know, servicing equipment. That's at one rate, and then you know, related to any invoice and billing associated with that work that they do, we've got to keep track of that. And then, you know, occasionally they might hurt themselves on it. You know, some of that equipment's pretty sharp, get a cut, have to go get treated by a physician. So, you know, we have to handle those on-the-job type injuries special. So this is of interest to me related to that.
Okay.
Well, actually, so if I might
Yeah.
add in, we still have another service at ADP that we offer to small growing businesses, which is ADP Resources. Which is ADP Total Source, which actually focuses on not only employee management but also on health and benefits and workplace safety. So if you want, we can schedule another meeting to go through that.
Yeah, I just, you know, you don't have to cover that right now, but I just wanted to let you know that it's important for me to be
Yes.
able to track their time in various areas, or
Okay.
various types of time that they use.
Okay, we will definitely keep track of that. Let me just
Yeah,
finish
go
the slide deck. The next thing that you can do is have a preview. So you can immediately see whether all the information is correct, so you will increase your accuracy, but also reduce the risk of making mistakes, of course. So
Okay.
you see that it's organized in totals, but you can also see it per employer. So
All the
employee.
taxes in there, that's good.
Yeah, indeed. So from this one you can tap on the report, and the report will actually give you an overview of your liability. So it will give you an overview of the cash flow. So you know that you have enough money coming in for paying the expenses that you're planning.
Yeah, we've never had any problem meeting our payroll.
Okay.
We're really solid in that area, so, you
Okay.
know, but that looks good. I mean, you know, if it could save time, that would be of interest. I mean,
Okay, perfect. Now another feature that we have is the employees, which basically give you information about all the employees that are working for you. So
Okay.
organized by name, and if you want more information, you tap on the name, and you can see the personal information, but also how these paid in relation to your company. So
Okay.
it's a nice overview. And then the last thing I would like to show you are the reports, which basically gives you an overview of how your company is evaluating. And you can see how your company is growing, but you can also see, for example, your historic data. So
Okay.
how you
That-
process your
I mean,
payroll in the...
I can understand that being
Okay.
important, particularly,
Yeah.
you know,
If
the
you're in a
rolling
growth,
12
yeah,
type
indeed.
thing over a year, how much we're putting
Yeah.
in payroll. So,
Indeed. And maybe a small one to end is the information button. So there you will see some how-to videos. So if you don't figure it out
that's good.
immediately, you can go to that one as well.
That's
But
great.
no, if you have a question, you can always contact us as well, of course.
Okay.
No problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is basically the app.
I see we're getting short on time, so I would like to finish.
Okay.
To present you with some numbers. That's okay.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I didn't think it was going to be free.
Well, it isn't, but it's practically free. If you see all the
Oh,
benefits.
okay. Let's hear it.
So now the fun part. You are doing the payrolls and the taxes, so I will just show you. You kind of
Okay.
know already a lot about it. So last time you said you processed. For processing your payroll, you took about 7 hours.
Right, that's correct.
And also for taxes, it took you about 5 hours.
That's
so
correct.
every month. So if we then calculate it per year, it's 84 for the payroll and 60 for
That's a
the
lot
taxes.
of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of time. And actually, the American Payroll Association, the APA, I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No.
They published recently an article that if you use ADP, that you can actually reduce to 80% the time that you spend.
Really?
So it's all.
Yeah.
I can give you that a reference in a recap mail if you want. That,
Yeah, that's a lot of that saved me a lot of time.
Yeah.
I mean, that time could be used to develop our business and to
Yes.
grow the business
Yeah, of
instead of doing busy work.
Well, then if you calculate that towards the hours that you would be saving, so 80% of 84 is 67 roughly, and you see do the same for the taxes is 48. So roughly you would save yourself, because you do all those things, you would save yourself 115 hours a year of payroll and tax processing, which is a lot. Then again, we wanted to do some numbers, so we estimated an hourly wage of an office manager of about $80 gross. Is that about what you would say?
Yeah, we'll use that number just
But
to make
we
it
can change
easier.
it as well. We could-
I'm probably, $50 an hour.
Okay, 50. Let's take 50.
But,
I don't wanna.
your spreadsheet does that automatically.
Yeah, it's calculated.
But if it doesn't, you can just use the other one.
No, that's okay. So let's take the 50 that you said. Then if we calculate how many hours you actually pay for those 115, you come at $5,760 that you would pay yourself to do the processing of all of those.
Wow, that's a lot.
Then again, you mentioned you had an accountant helping
Right.
you out, which costs $4,500.
Right.
With us, ADP, as I said, we sign off on everything from payroll to taxes, so we don't need that anymore. We take care of all of that, so that's nothing you have to worry about anymore with the legislations and the.
Just a quick number. That count does our annual financial reports. So the tax portion associated with employees is probably about $1,500. $3,000 is for the financials that they do for us. But still,
Let me just add that.
I mean, you're still looking at.
Let me just add that for you, because I want it to be perfect for your business.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's $7,000.
So then you would save
$7,260 a year.
For all of that. So that's your cost of payroll that you would save using ADP. Then again, that's your side. I would like to show you the pricing structure of our side. So this is the cost that's associated with ADP Run. You said you had 22 employees, am I correct?
No, we've got 12 right now.
You got 12.
So
Okay. So since you have 12 employees, you're in the category of 11 to 20. So that means you pay $38.95 a payroll.
Okay, and that's
So-
per year?
Yes, if you pay them monthly, you process your
Monthly
payroll.
right
Okay.
now.
Well, then that would be this 467 per year. So let me just add this, because I want everything to be exactly customized to your business. So you do 12 times a year. That makes the variable payroll cost about 467, as we said. And then you have the one-time implementation fee, which covers service and guidance, and also that's only one time. So the cost of it would only be 617. So then when we calculate how much you save with ADP, 7,000 minus the 617 is $6,643 a year. So that would be a good investment as well.
Boy,
That's a lot of money.
that's a lot of money.
What could you do with that kind of money, right?
Well, I won't get the money, but I will get the time.
Okay.
And that would be fantastic to be able to, he's a hard sell, my brother. And those are numbers that I think he would
can
be
send
impressed with.
I can send this to you, and you can share this with Kim as well, and make sure that you go through this and make sure that.
I'll be happy to show him
Okay.
that.
I will send
hey,
this
it's
to
going
you.
to make my life a lot easier.
Okay.
Okay, so now that you heard about all the benefits of ADP Run Mobile and of course the numbers, would you be interested in partnering up with ADP?
If it were up to me, I'd go ahead and sign right now. I've got to sell him on it, but if you write up the proposal, get it to me. I'll talk to him about it, and then we can,
Perfect.
whatever.
what we can do maybe is send you an email with a recap of this meeting, so your
Okay.
brother knows as well what we've been discussing when he was away. Of course, yeah, with the ROI included, and maybe also with the contract adapted to those numbers, to what we've discussed so far. Would that be okay? So
Yeah,
then your legal department has the opportunity to check.
we
whether
are the
everything-
legal department.
Okay, so then you have the opportunity to check everything, whether
Yes.
you agree upon everything, and then we can schedule a follow-up meeting to see
I
where
mean,
we
you're
are.
gonna have
then.
to, we're gonna have to do that to get him to
Okay,
sign.
yeah, perfect.
You know, if it were up to me,
Yeah.
I'd do it,
But
but
you
I
can-
know that I'm gonna get it's gonna be a problem. But
Okay.
yeah, if you'll do all that, reschedule, I don't see a problem.
Okay, that's fine.
He'll ask some different questions and
Okay.
maybe some different ones